it feels or seems like people change so rarely for the better, if at all, even if it's for the worst. And it seems like it always comes down to the amount of uncomfortability they can handle. Um, Even when you really want someone to change for the better, even if it has nothing to do with you, just so they get in a better spot, it's like I feel like you're wishing forever. I know it's very pessimistic to say, but I guess my own experiences have shaped this pessimistic opinion, and I don't want to hold it, but proof keeps just stacking, just that, yeah, the change isn't happening. Um, this is more like a vent video, I guess. I just like need to vent out some emotions, some disappointments. I have a friend who's going away, moving back to where she came from, and me and her friends will probably like never see her again, in a month or so. And I told her I'd put a dinner together for us, just kind of say bye, and I did that when she told me. Um, and part of this group, there's five of us. Part of this group was this is this girl, and she initially responded to our group message like, yeah, no problem, I could do a dinner any night. It works, yada yada. And this is the girl I've previously spoke about on this channel. I'm sure a lot of these are inspired by her. So I mean, I guess I'm grateful to have these negative experiences so I can talk about them. Um, they get some brain juices flowing. Um, and yeah, she basically said to the group, yeah, like I'll make it, no problem. My other friend said he'd make it. Obviously, there's me and my friend who's moving away, and there's one girl who's quite unresponsive. Circumstances of her life, I think, justified a bit more, even though she's very unresponsive. It's very annoying. Um, and because me and this girl, uh, let's call her Patricia, okay? Patricia, uh, and we had a falling out months ago. I hadn't spoken to her months until about a week and a half ago. Um, where I got somewhat of a dysregulated message. Um, Asking to join one of my sports teams. And I say dysregulated because I got it at 1 a.m. in the morning on a Saturday. And I shared in the past that like I'm not really accepting of those types of text messages anymore and stuff like that. Even though the intention wasn't even for attention, but logistic wise, obviously, you should send those during the day. 1 a.m. when you haven't spoken to someone in months seems, yeah, not great. Anyways, that's a different story. I reached out to this girl and saying, hey, just checking in to see if you're comfortable with it just being us four, as I don't believe this girl will come because she's been unresponsive. Let me know if that works for you. I got a response back from Patricia, and she essentially said, I've done a lot of thinking about it, and I'm not comfortable if it's just a smaller group of us four. Now, if this other girl comes, the unresponsive one, that would make me feel much more comfortable. That was kind of verbatim, the line she used. So this insinuated that, hey, if this person comes, I'll come. But if she doesn't come, I won't come. Very confusing message from initially, I'm good for dinner any night, to now I don't want to come because I'm uncomfortable. And 2 days after that message, this unresponsive girl responded saying, yeah, she'll come to the dinner. So as I'm the organizer, I was getting everyone to make sure they're still down to go, setting up the time, place, that shit. I reached out to Patricia, and she proceeded to say, sorry, no, I don't think I'm going to go. I was so disappointed, but not surprised, but a little frustrated in that moment because to me, this is a friend we've had for the past year. We've hung out lots with, we've developed pretty good relationship with through sports and hangouts outside of sports. And you can't push past your uncomfortability of being close to me for your friend for a couple hours. And I want to be clear, this relationship with this girl, with Patricia that I did everything in my view as right. And this girl who left her ex 6 months prior, whatever the case may be, she went back to her ex after he emotionally reached out to her multiple times during the breakup while me and her were seeing each other. And even when they were getting back together, she still said she wanted to grow with me and be with me, but she needed to figure out what she wants. And this was, although from the outside, she is not a selfish person. It seems like she does everything for everyone else. But when it came to me, she did the things that were in her best interest, which to an extent is a good, healthy thing, right? Like she should be doing that. And it just brought me back to this time where it's like, I'm being treated like I'm the boogeyman, and being near me is such an uncomfortable and not good thing that you're sacrificing a friend who wants to see you for one last time in a group as friends, and you're not going to do it. It just doesn't seem fair, and I can't control anyone's actions. But essentially, following this whole thing, I was like, okay, I guess she's still not coming. I messaged the girl who's leaving because I was the one organizing it, saying, hey, this person's now coming. The one who was unresponsive, she's now coming. And this girl, I don't think she's coming. Patricia, I don't think she's coming. And then my friend asked me, oh, do you want me to reach out to her and see if she'll come? I'm like, that's totally up to you. It's like, this is your last year, and I just want to make sure you're happy with it. So that's totally up to you if you want to reach out to Patricia again. I get a text message like 4 hours later saying, hey, did you ask our friend to reach out to me to get me to come to this dinner? And I was just like, dude, I haven't initiated conversation besides this one logistics talk for dinner ever, and it was purely so you could come for a friend. And now I'm being accused of going behind your back, trying to convince someone else to convince you to come for my sake. I essentially explained, no, this is the situation, this is what happened with the girl coming, and her reaching out to you on her own, essentially. And it makes sense why my friend wanted to reach out to her on her own. They're friends. They spent time together, right? So to me, this is just patterns and behaviors of things that happened in the past, of accusations that are totally unfounded and not fair. I never gave this person any reason to not trust me. And if anything, I was way too trusting towards her, obviously. But it doesn't make sense how it can be months, no contact, and nothing seems to have changed for this person. And I feel like I'm in such a different place mentally now than I was 6 months ago. with this girl who like crushed me. So it's like, why did this initiate so much pain but change for me? And what seems to be, and I hope I'm wrong, I really hope I'm wrong, but what seems to be absolutely no change from her. Now I understand she went back to someone she was with for 10 years after only seeing me for, I want to say like 4 to 6 months. I guess it makes sense to get back in that comfortable rhythm that you initially left, by the way, because you're unhappy with that comfortable rhythm. You want to change. Oh man. And the theme that's in this video in the past is it is choosing the uncomfortable path, knowing it's uncomfortable, pushing through it and figuring it out. That's what I think I did the past 6 months. And her always taking the comfortable route, at least whenever I saw it. I wanted to test myself for a while. Like there's times where I'd set up group team like group sports activities, like rent a gym or something. And there's times where Patricia would say yes to the poll. I'd have like, let's say 10 to 15 people say yes, we're going to do this sports thing this day. And then the day before the sports thing, she'd remove her vote yes. So I chumped the sports thing. She wasn't there. And I wanted to do it for the sports. I still showed up for the sports, but I also wanted to be tested to make sure that the uncomfortability and the healing I'm going through can be tested and held, right? Like those standards held. And every time, avoidance just forces this person away, and it just forces them to not only not face their fears, just retreat back into their shell and stay where they are. And it's so sad because this person is so smart and they can be so sweet and caring, but it's like, old habits die hard, I guess, or they outlive their usefulness. Those old habits outlive their usefulness and totally hijack your life. We need to eat the old and grow that old. Use that as fuel for the new that's better, that adapts to what situations we are in life. And I feel so sad for this person. I really miss them, but it definitely is more of a sadness, a sadness for them and missing, I think, what I think they have the capacity to be, but I can't push those expectations on people. Yeah. I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching.